All right, so let's go ahead and put it into drive, very straight down and forward, and let's see how this model overall performs. So underneath the hood, like I mentioned, is the 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that was first introduced in the 4th generation Tacoma, producing 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. Now, all that power can either be sent to the rear-wheel drive version of this model, or you can get the part-time 4-wheel drive system, which comes with this SR5 right here. So let's go ahead and see how this model overall performs. I have test driven a Tacoma, as well as the updated Land Cruiser Prado 250 series, and I like both of those with those 4 cylinders incorporated into them. And let's go ahead and see how this vehicle performs. So setting off is very straightforward, feels really good. There's a little bit of wheel spin that comes to the rear wheels, which is actually quite nice to see for a body on frame vehicle. Let's go ahead and actually put it into sport and take it down this road right here. So like I mentioned, this is a body on frame vehicle, so you are gonna feel a little bit of weight going around these sections. So as you see, there is a little bit of body transition whenever you're going around these curves right here, but it feels really good. And honestly, it feels 10 times better than the Land Cruiser 250 series, the Prado, the all new one. I feel like that car just doesn't feel as good. It's a little too top heavy, and since it does have that, battery at the back, there's too much weight, even though there's higher performance that comes out of that model. But driving this one, it feels phenomenal. Like, you give it gas and it's going even in sport mode. And then like once we go over these bumps, you'll see it just handles them extremely well. You can actually hear a little bit of the turbo blow-off valve that's coming from this right side section. Now, mind you, if you go for one that comes with the snorkel off to the side, you'll hear a turbo blow-off valve, like absolutely crazy amount of turbo blow-off. I just love the fact that Toyota went ahead and kind of added a little bit of fun with this generation, because remember, the first generation Toyota 4Runner back then actually came with a turbo 4-cylinder when it first launched. After that, they started to add, the V6 model, then they went V8, and then they went down to V6 again, and now we're back to the traditional version of what a 4Runner was. And honestly, I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. This engine feels great, and the overall performance is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and take it around this bend. That 2.4 liter is just phenomenal, man. I've loved it ever since I test drove the Tacoma, and this just feels a lot better. This doesn't feel anything like what a Tacoma feels. This feels like it's its own thing. It's not so much of a truck-like feeling, since you have that bed and you only have like the cabin space. This is, you have a full SUV design for this model, and I really like the fact that Toyota went ahead and made it a little bit different compared to that of what you find in Tacoma. All right, so let's go ahead and take it around here and go back to South Dixie, giving it a little bit of gas. Oh my god, that's just phenomenal. I really love the application that they've done for this engine and the transmission. Really happy to see they went with an 8-speed automatic transmission, which was expected, but you never know when it comes to Toyota products. Remember, the last generation, the 3rd generation Tacoma, actually had the same exact V6 that was in the 4Runner, but had a 6-speed automatic transmission, while the 4Runner had a 5-speed automatic transmission. So you never know what Toyota could do when it comes to overall packaging for different models in its class. But now, since it rides on the TNGA-F platform, they've been able to kind of share a lot more parts with each other to reduce overall costs. So this one right here, as sitting, it comes in around $40,000, which is actually not too bad to get into a off-roading vehicle like this model right here. Like I said, you can do so much even with an SR5. You can add larger tires, you can add you could change the front area to add a winch. You can just do an enormous amount of things with a 4Runner because there is such a huge backing of aftermarket parts for this model. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I also want to give a huge shout out once again to Carlos Cornieles. If you guys are interested in purchasing any BMW in the future, make sure to go ahead and contact him. He'll be over here at BMW of South Miami. But I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.